Good morning and welcome to Fundamentals of Yoga, Alignment, Balance, and Core Control. My name is Ruth with Hummingbird Yoga, and I'm excited for you to join me this morning as we move our bodies. We'll take time to open up, relax, go slow, and get into some more basic yoga poses, and then time to rest towards the end in Shavasana. All right, let's get started. If you have a bolster, go ahead and place the bolster underneath your glutes, sitting cross-legged, resting your hands palms up on your knees. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen your spine, and gently close your eyes down. Just noticing your breath, your heartbeat, allowing the mind to be still. Inhale, fully expanding the abdomen. And a long, slow sigh out. Inhale fully. Long, slow exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Just be. Just noticing the air in the room. Noticing the clothes touching your body. Relax your fingertips. Relax your glutes as you're seated. Again, rolling the shoulders back, lengthening the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Inhale fully. And a long, slow exhale, sighing out. During this time, setting an intention for your practice. Your intention, one word, giving purpose to your practice, a dedication for your time. It could be one word, a thought, prayer, something you're grateful for, something to bring you a focal point throughout your practice. Inhale your intention. Exhale, sighing out intention, allowing your intention to mingle with those of others in the room or just within the room itself, surrounding you. Inhale and exhale. Releasing now your fingertips at your side. Sweep your arms up overhead. A big breath in. Palms together. Exhale, sighing out, hands to heart center. Release the fingertips. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, sighing out. You may keep your eyes closed or allow your eyes to follow your fingertips coming up. And exhale, sighing out, bringing your eye gaze down. Release the fingertips. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, sighing out. 2 more full breaths here. Release. Inhale and exhale. Release the fingertips. Inhale, sweep up all that goodness that's there for you. Exhale, sighing out, drawing hands to heart center. May we be protected as we practice. May we be nourished by our breath, our gentle movement. And may we have a life of abundance as we notice how everything is working together for our good. Good. Release the fingertips. Readjust as necessary. Again, a bolster is great. Maybe a blanket as we'll sit here just a little bit longer. Reposition the legs as needed and very gently rotate the torso over to the right. Taking the left hand on the knee, sitting up tall through the spine. Maybe bring the eye gaze back over the right shoulder. And release, gently going to the opposite side, taking the right hand to the left knee. And taking the eye gaze gently over the left shoulder. Again, release, rotate, inhale, sitting up taller, exhale, deepening through your gentle spinal twist. Eye gaze is over the right shoulder, or maybe more neutral if that feels better for you. Exhale, release to the opposite side, sitting up tall. Right hand is on the left knee. Eye gaze is over the left shoulder. And back to center. From here, extending through the right arm, lift the left arm up overhead and gently turn fingertips towards the earth, reaching away. Bicep is along the left ear. Inhale back to center, fingertips touch, and to the opposite side. Back to center, touching fingertips at the top. Exhaling as you lower. Inhale, expand and open up deeper. And coming back to center with the breath. And exhale, sighing out as you hinge. Extend through the fingertips, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, sitting up tall, fingertips touch again, extending to the right, reaching through the left arm. Bring the bicep along the left ear, reaching through the fingertips. Again, back to center. On the inhale, fingertips touch, and on the exhale, to the opposite side. Reaching away through the right arm, bicep next to the right ear. And back to center. Releasing the hands to the heart center once again. Good. From here, we'll come on to hands and knees. Go ahead and remove bolster, any other props that might be just slightly in the way. From here to hands and knees, we'll move into cat and cow. Tucking the toes under to open up the arches of the feet. Press down solid through the palms. Inhale, bring the eye gaze up for cow. And exhale, curve the spine for cat. Inhale, eye gaze draws upwards. And exhale, curve the spine. Take the eye gaze back between the knees towards the toes. Inhale. And exhale. Continue here, allowing your breath to lead the way, taking your time in cat and cow. If you'd like to, in cow, opening up the mouth, dropping the jaw, creating more space and length. And back to a neutral spine, a flat back. From here, point the toes away, drop the hips towards the heels, rotate the hips and the torso to the right. Inhale, drawing forward, and exhale, hinging to the left. Rotating the body as it feels good for you. Going in one direction, inhaling, coming forward, exhale, rocking back, just awakening the body to meet and greet the day. And in the opposite direction when you're ready. Coming forward on the inhale, exhale, hinging back. Inhale, come forward, exhale, hinge back. Continue in a spiral rotation position. And sinking low into child's pose. Take your knees wide, big toes touch. Walk your fingertips forward towards the top edge of the mat. Then begin to melt your heart and your chest towards the earth. Resting your forehead on the mat. Maybe walk your fingertips a little further forward, lengthening through the arms, through the spine, and dropping the sit bones a little lower towards the heels. Again, tuning into your intention. Inhale, draw the body back up and out to a neutral spine. Tucking knees back under hips, toes tucked back under, opening up the arches of the feet. Pressing solid through the hands, wrist, elbow, and shoulder in alignment. Melt the heart again for cat and cow. Inhale, eye gaze draws upward. And exhale, rotate through the spine to cat, eye gaze between the knees towards the toes. Inhale, eye gaze draws upward. Opening the mouth, relaxing the jaw here if you'd like to. And tucking tailbone towards the earth into cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, eye gaze draws up. And exhale, eye gaze draws back. Come to neutral spine once again. Next, for thread the needle. I'll face you so you can see what's happening. We're on our hands and knees still. Extend through the right arm. Bring the right arm high to the sky. The eye gaze draws upward. And then exhale, release the right arm underneath the left. We come to the right shoulder, the right ear on the earth. If that's uncomfortable, you can even use a block for the head if that feels better for you. Coming up onto the fingertips on the left hand. If you want to play with a little bit of balance, you can even extend the left arm towards the sky. Or maybe it feels good for you to walk the left fingertips forward. Staying here. Inhale. Exhale. Release the left fingertips back to the earth. Inhale, draw the right arm back up and out, reaching high to the sky once again. And then exhale, release the right hand to join the left. Opposite side now. Taking extension through the left arm. Bring the left arm high. Take the eye gaze up. Exhale, release the left arm underneath the right. Again, take support for the head if that feels better for you. Otherwise, we're resting on the left shoulder, left ear. Fingertips rest on the earth on the right hand. Staying here, or maybe extending, lifting up through the right arm, or maybe walking the right fingertips forward towards the top edge of your mat. Big breath in. Exhale, sighing out, sinking, softening, settling. Release right fingertips back towards the earth. Inhale, lift up through the left arm high to the sky. Once again, reaching for the heavens. And exhale, left hand to join the right. I'll rotate back around here so you can see a different angle as we add the extension of the leg and thread the needle. Extend through the right arm, bring the right arm high. Reach the right arm underneath the left and rest on the right ear, right shoulder. From here again, walking fingertips forward towards the top edge of the mat, or extending and bringing the left arm high to the sky. From here you can kick back through the left leg, keeping the left leg at an angle, or straight back towards the back edge of the mat. You can also float the back left leg if you'd like to. Keeping the toes tucked under on the right foot will help with balance. Release the left foot, the left hand. Draw the body back up and out, extending once again through the right arm, and then releasing right hand to join the left. Let's try the opposite side. Extend through the left arm. Bring the left arm high, lift the heart towards the sky. And then exhale, release the left arm underneath the right, resting on the left ear. Walk the right fingertips forward towards the top edge of the mat. If you'd like to go further, kick back through the right leg now, keeping the toes planted. Maybe you create more of a kickstand effect with the right leg. That's good too. Or maybe even lift up and float the right leg, keeping the fingertips planted on the right hand, or extending and reaching the right arm high to the sky as well. Release the right hand, release the right foot, And come back up and out when you're ready with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Good, well done. From here, we'll go into a sunbird. Reach the right arm forward, kick back through the left leg, press through the left heel. Reach the crown of the head towards your right fingertips, and the abdomen is engaged as the navel draws towards the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise, sunbird. Opposite side, reach through the left fingertips. Kick back through the right heel. Keeping the toes tucked under on the left foot will help with balance. Otherwise, point the toes away on both feet. See how that feels for you. And release. Left hand, right foot. Again, right arm extends. Kick back through the left heel. To go a little bit further and open this up, we're going to bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand for the ankle, and then lift by pointing through the left toe. Bring the heart rotated around a little more, reaching for the sky. Good, and release back to sunbird, and back to neutral spine. Opposite side, reaching through the left arm, kicking back through the right heel. Stay here. Going just a little bit further, bend the right knee, reach back around for the ankle with the left hand, and then point the right toes towards the sky as you're rotating the chest, reaching that heart towards the heavens, eye gaze drawing upward. Find your balance using your breath. And release back to sunbird and back to neutral spine. Well done. From here into a downward facing dog. Mount the heart towards the earth. Begin to draw the shoulder blades together on the back. The toes are tucked under. Begin to draw the hips towards the sky and alternate right knee bend, left knee bend. As the right knee bends deeply, the left heel reaches the earth. As the left knee bends deeply, the right heel touches the earth. Rotate, pedaling out the feet. Find your breath. Take your time here. Inhaling, exhaling as you transition. Inhale and exhale. And gently set both heels on the earth. Back to child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. Walk the fingertips forward, melt the heart and the chest towards the earth. In child's pose, going a step further if you would like to. You may reach the fingertips out wide in a T position. Come onto the tips of the fingertips and then come onto the chin, bringing the eye gaze forward. Still resting the glutes on the heels. Otherwise, keep the neutral child's pose position if that feels better for you. Again, tuning into your intention here. Your intention giving purpose to your practice, a dedication for your time. That word to draw strength from throughout your practice and come back to throughout your day, offering a grounding sensation. And we'll release, coming back up and out of child's pose. From here to downward facing dog again. Melt the heart, lift the hips, and send the heels directly into the earth. From here, we're going to step wide on the long edges of the mat. Take the right hand, wrap it on the outside of the left calf, and rotate through the spine, taking the eye gaze underneath the left arm. Press down through the heels. Lift through the hips just a little bit higher if that's there for you. Press solid through the left hand and reach through the left arm. Release now. The right hand to the earth, switch sides. Taking the left hand to the outside of the right calf. Rotate through the spine. Take the eye gaze underneath the right arm. Press down through the heels and lift a little higher through the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay strong. Press down through that right hand, lift through the right arm, lift through the hips, press down through the heels. And release. Come back to neutral downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bend the right knee. Draw the right knee forward, coming into a one-legged plank. Draw the knee up towards the abs. And then swing the right leg high to the sky for a three-legged dog. Press down through the hands once again. Lengthen through the spine. Point the right toe towards the sky. Maybe taking 3 full cycles of breath in each of these positions. If anything becomes too much, come back out to child's pose and release to downward facing dog. We'll switch sides. Bend the left knee, bring it forward in between the hands, holding a one-legged plank. And then swing the left leg high to the sky, pointing the left toes towards the heavens. Press down through the right heel. Breathing deeply. Exhale, sighing out. Inhale your intention. Maybe it's the word peace this morning, or compassion, and release. Good. We'll go in one more time. Bend the right knee, bring it forward, and then swing the right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. This time, flex the right foot, bend the right knee, and stack the hips, dropping the right heel back behind you, pressing solid through the left heel. Inhale. Exhale. Put equal weight through the hands. Lengthen the spine still. Back to three-legged dog and downward dog. Opposite side. Left knee comes forward. Hold that plank and swing the left leg high. Flex the left foot. Bend the left knee. Stack the hips, dropping the left heel back behind you. Press down equally through the hands. Lengthen through the spine once again. Reach the left leg high. Send the left leg to join the right foot now. Right foot, left foot, pressed into the earth. Lift through the hips, downward dog. And from here, coming up onto spider fingers, up onto the toe mounds, bend the knees, and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands, rise to chair. Pull back through the hips, navel to spine, extend through the arms. Big toes touch, knees touch, heels are slightly apart. If it's too much for the arms, you can drop the arms down parallel with the floor with your mat. Pull the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. Pull the heart forward. Otherwise, that extension through the arms is great. Palms together, bend the elbows, revolve chair to the right. Take the left elbow up over the right knee. Maybe bring the right arm high to the sky. Left fingertips low. Taking the eye gaze up, neutral, or down. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, rise, neutral chair. Opposite side. Palms together, bend the elbows, revolve chair to the left. Hold here. Extend through the arms if you'd like to, like taking the eye gaze up, neutral, or down. Exhale, release the hand. Inhale, rise tall, standing tall, by the fingertips out to the sides. Inhale, hands back to heart center, and exhale, Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back, palms are forward, press down through the heels, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, fully. Long sigh out. Nice inhale. And exhale. Eye gaze is closed if you'd like to. Tuning into your heartbeat, your breath. Becoming the observer of your practice. Just noticing. Allowing thoughts to come. Allow thoughts to go. Just as easily with the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Create a steeple finger with both fingers touching. Slight side bend to the right. Press down through the left heel a little more. Reaching through your arms, biceps, draining the face or touching the ears. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the opposite side, reaching away. Press down through the right heel. Reaching through the arms, through the index fingers, that steeple finger. Back to center. To cactus arms now. Bend at the elbows. Flare the fingertips wide. Pull the hips forward. Take the eye gaze back. And a fire breath out here. Come back to Tadasana, standing tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Once again, opposite interlace with the fingers, and this time reaching to the left first. Press down through the right heel. The big extension, not collapsing the side bodies, especially the left side. Back to center, to the opposite side, reaching away, exhaling, pressing down through the left heel. Reach through the biceps, reach through the index finger. Inhale back to center. Cactus arms once again. Pull the hips forward, the heart high, the eye gaze back. Fire breath out as you squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. And standing tall in Tadasana once again. Nice. From here, we're going to take a balancing tree pose. In tree pose, you'll bring that right knee at a 90-degree angle. Foot is flexed, knee is bent. Taking the right foot, place it on the inside of the left inner thigh. Find that comfortable position. We're going to squeeze the glutes, pull in the hips, press down through the left heel. If this position is too much for you, take the foot around the calf. Avoid the knee to protect the knee. If you need the support of a chair, go ahead and grab a chair as well. Maybe it feels good for you to take the foot around the ankle. Maybe that's better. Keeping the hands at the heart center in prayer. Otherwise, taking a foot into the inner thigh, that's where we're heading. Pulling in again the glutes, pulling the hips in. Extend now your branches, reaching your arms high to the sky. Drop the shoulders down the back, lengthen the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. It's okay to wiggle around a little bit and move. Trees move with the breeze. Power up through the left leg, squeeze the glutes, and draw the right knee back towards the back wall. If you'd prefer, you can leave the hands in the prayer position as well. Draw your eye gaze towards a focal point, maybe a dot in front of you, maybe a spot on the wall. In these positions, holding these beautiful poses, tuning in always to your breath, your heartbeat, your intention. Slowly release the hands and extending through the right leg, send the right foot now to join the left. Opposite side. Bring the left knee up at a 90-degree angle. Flex the left foot. Grasp the ankle and send the left foot to the inner right thigh. Squeeze the glutes. And again, taking any position that feels good for you. Maybe the foot around the calf, the hands at the heart center, or maybe the extension through the arms. Maybe the foot wrapped around the ankle feels best for you. Maybe again, hands at heart center. Maybe the use of a chair if that's needed as well. Otherwise, taking the foot into the inner thigh, drawing the left knee back, extending through the arms, squeezing the glutes, pulling up through the right leg, but pressing down through the heel root to rise. Drop the shoulder blades down the back, extending through the arms. Again, find your focal point in front of you, or maybe it's on the floor a few feet in front of you. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can even close your eye gaze down and see how that feels for you. Just breathe. Just be present in the moment, honoring yourself. Releasing the hands back to the heart center when you're ready. And extending through the left leg, left foot joining the right. And relax, Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back, palms forward. Press down through the heels. Lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head, reaching tall. Close the eye gaze down again here if you'd like to. Good. Next is eagle pose, a standing eagle pose. Again, playing with balance today. Reach up high to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the fingertips and cactus arms now. Press through the elbows, lengthen through the arms from the shoulder blades out to the elbows. So we're pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. We're going to take the right elbow and place it up over the left. Maybe this is good for you. If you can go further, we'll wrap the arms around each other so that our forearms wrap and our fingertips connect, palms facing each other. Lift high now through the elbows, lift forward through the shoulders, lengthen through the fingertips. And then dropping the elbows in towards the chest. Taking the eye gaze on either side of the right fingertips. From here, we'll extend through the left leg. Draw the left leg up and around, wrapping and hooking the toe of the right foot behind the left foot behind the right calf. Slowly sink in the hips. And if you'd like to go a little further, start to hinge forward, dropping elbows on the outside of the left quad as you sink a little lower into an eagle's rest, into the nest. Just breathe, finding that focal point on the earth. Eye gaze still on either side of the right fingertips. Slowly draw the body up and out. Inhale as you lift through the arms, through the torso, and fly, soar, spread those wings, shake them out a little bit. And Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release fingertips and cactus arms here. Again, draw the shoulder blades away from each other. Draw length through the elbows, reaching away. We're going to take the left elbow up over the right elbow. Stay here if that feels good for you. Maybe the back of the hands touch. Maybe just crossing the elbows is enough. You can go further, wrap the forearms around each other. Take the palms to face each other. We're lifting through the fingertips, drawing away through the elbows and the shoulder blades. Abs are engaged and the tailbone is tucked. Inhale and exhale, draw the elbows in towards the chest. From here, extend through the right leg. Wrap the right leg up and around. Maybe it feels better just to cross the legs, keeping a floating foot. Maybe a kickstand with the toes feels better for you. If you can, wrap the toes on the right foot behind the left calf and begin to sink in the hips and maybe hinge forward. Elbows on the outside of the right quad. The eye gaze focused. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the jaw. To come up and now inhale, drawing the body upright again through the torso, reaching through the arms and soar. Relax the arms. And once again, Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back, palms forward, root to rise. Inhale and exhale. If you have a strap handy, you can use the strap. You could use a belt. You can use a house coat strap that's nice and long. Taking a strap, placing the strap on the toe mound of the right foot. To find the toe mound, bring the toes off the earth, the heel off the earth, and pressing the toe mound into the strap. Take the straps now into the right hand. Standing tall, slowly begin to lift through the right foot. If you need to, again, make use of a chair to place your left hand on for added balance and support, or maybe your hand up against a wall. That's good too. We're going to slowly lift a little higher if it's there for you. We want a 90-degree angle from our right leg up through the torso. Roll the shoulders back, press through heels. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you can reach through the left arm and bring the left arm up to the sky, the left bicep next to the left ear. Press through the right heel, curl the right toes back towards the shin, and slowly release. Shake it out a little bit. We hold the muscles in through the hip. You want to relax them just a little bit. Find the toe mound of the left foot now. Curl the toes back. Lift the heel off the earth and you found your toe mound. Taking these two straps now in the left hand. Find your balance as you begin to lift up through the left leg now. Pull up through the right leg, root to rise. Zip up through the core. We want a 90-degree angle again through the left leg and the torso. Again, the use of a wall or maybe a chair for that added support and balance. Lifting up through the right arm, framing the face. Bring the bicep in close to the right ear. Press through the heel and curl the toes back towards the shin on the left foot. And slowly release. Come back to center. It's easy to hold our breath here in these standing balancing poses. Be sure you're breathing, keeping that fluidity like the ocean tide, coming in, cleansing, going out, coming in, going going out. Make sure you continue to breathe. That's going to help you balance and help cleanse and nourish the body. Let's go in again. Strap on the right foot, right toe mound. Taking the strap in the right hand, standing up tall, pressing through the right heel. Extend through the left arm into a T position and open up through the right leg, pressing through the heel. Now maybe bring the left bicep next to the left ear, press through the heel. If that's too much, you can also come down a little lower here. Or maybe it even feels good to place your heel on a block. And just work on that balance wherever you're at. Again, a wall to assist, placing the left hand on a wall or even a chair. Just find your edge, what feels best for you, what is helping you establish this pose to the best of your ability. And every day it might change just a little bit. That's okay too. Come back to center and release. Shake it out. And again, don't forget to breathe. Taking the strap now to the left toe mound. When you're ready, shift the weight to the right leg. Draw up through the right leg. Kick through the left heel. Extend through the right arm, a T position. And again, open up through the left leg. If you'd like to, extend the right arm next to the right ear. Again, maybe a little lower feels better for you. Maybe the heel on a block is more satisfying today. Find that position that suits you best. Every day might be a little different, and that is okay. Good, and release. Come back to center. Shake it out. Right knee, left knee bend. Wiggle around if you need to. Set the strap to the side. Nicely done. Roll the shoulders back, palms forward, Tadasana again. Tadasana, very key to tuning in. Just noticing the work that you've accomplished, what it's teaching you, how you're feeling. Just noticing. Standing strong in your power, in who you are. Even closing the eye gaze down, really tuning in to thoughts, fluctuations of the mind, allowing them to come and go just as easily with the breath. A cleanse with the breath. A release with every exhale. Inhaling, fully expanding the abdomen. And a long sigh out, navel to spine. And as you release, if anything has come up during your practice, sending those thoughts, those emotions, acknowledging them, and then releasing them with the breath, sending them out the window on their way. Good. And relax. From here, taking some time to go through a few more stretches, and then we'll join together on our mat, lying down. Standing at the end of your mat, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step a big step forward with your right foot. Sink in the hips, and then fly the arms up overhead for warrior one, dropping the back heel down at a 45-degree angle, your left foot. Press solid through the heels and sink in the hips. Inhale and exhale. From here, we'll open up to a warrior two. Extend through the arms and then bring that left foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Extending through the arms, reaching through the fingertips. Sink in the hips. Lift up through that back left arm. It kind of tends to want to sink. Lift it up. The eye gaze is strong and powerful over your right middle finger. From here to a reverse warrior, hinge forward slightly. Turn the right palm up, bring the right arm high, drop the left arm down the back leg. Take the eye gaze up. You can create an arch through the spine gently, or keep a long line from the right hip to the right fingertips, parallel with the wall. Exhale, release back out, a warrior two. We're going to pivot back up onto the back toe as we sweep our arms up for a high lunge. Sink in the hips, squaring the hips back up. Good, and step forward. Fly the arms out to the sides, exhale. Sweep the arms up high, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hinge at the hips and slowly lower fingertips towards the earth. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to Uttanasana once again. Allow the arms to be heavy, the head relax. Maybe shake the head, yes, no, rotate it in a circle. Maybe rotate our arms side to side a little. Opening up through the calf hamstring and pulling up through the hips, flare the glutes. Press down through the big toes and the heels here. Inhale, lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Good, and exhale back to Uttanasana, palms flat on the earth. If you need to, a block is great here as well. Lifting through the hips, flare the glutes, open them up just a little bit as you press through the heels, creating more space for the length in the hamstrings. Reverse angeling, fly the arms out to the side. Swing the arms up overhead, inhale, exhale, hands back to heart center. And Tadasana. A warrior one on the opposite side. So our left foot coming forward, kicking back through the right heel. Sweep the arms up overhead and turn that back foot at a 45-degree angle. If that does not feel good on your knee, stay up on the toe mount of the right foot. That might feel better for you. Otherwise, keeping the foot planted, heel resting on the earth. Square the hips forward as much as possible. Inhale, reaching through the arms. Exhale, soften and sink. Keep breathing. And then open up to a warrior two. Maybe turning that back foot more parallel with the short edge of your mat. That might help protect your knee a little more rather than keeping that angled. See what feels best for you. Sink in the hips. Take the eye gaze, again, strong and powerful, over the left middle finger. Reach through the right arm to pull the torso more upright rather than slouching or sinking. Sitting up tall. For a reverse warrior, hinge forward, turn the left palm up and bring the left arm high to the sky, dropping the right arm down that back leg. Sink in the hips. Inhale. Exhale. And open up again to warrior two. Nice, lifting up through that back arm. We'll pivot onto the back toe and sweep the arms up overhead for a high lunge. Sink in the hips once again. Inhale. And exhale. See if you can get that right heel to press towards the earth a little more. And step forward. Fly the arms out to the sides. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, again, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center, hinging forward at the hips and lowering into Uttanasana, forward fold. Drop the hands towards the earth. Over again. Maybe it feels better to rest the hands on a block. Lift through the hips. Press down through the big toes, through the toe mount. Press down through the heels. Want to open up the glutes, lengthen through the hamstrings, pressing down through the heels. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, hands to shins, flat back, crown of the head extending forward. Exhale, release again, hands to a block or to the earth. Maybe you want to wiggle a little bit, sway side to side. Maybe it feels better for you to alternate a right and a left knee bend. Do what feels best for you here, so you're making the most out of your practice. Hands to shins again, big breath in, flat back, neutral spine. Exhale, release, hands to the earth. Reverse angeling, fly the arms out to the side, sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart center. From here, take a wide-legged forward stance, pressing down through the heels. The feet are parallel with the short edge of the mat. Good. Taking the hands to the hips, begin to pull slightly back through the hips, hinging forward at the waist. Good, pressing down through the heels. Dropping the hands to the earth here. Maybe you can step a little wider and that feels good for you. Again here, taking a block at any height, maybe resting the crown of the head or the forehead, the hairline on the block. Maybe come down to the elbows. Maybe the crown of the head touches the earth. You can take the peace fingers and hook the big toes, or you can take fingertips and grasp the pinky toe edge side of the feet. If that's not there for you, staying here is great as well. So you're making your way down to your elbows if you can, or maybe the crown of the head. Always pulling back through the glutes, back through the hips, pressing down through the heels, lengthening through the legs. And a half lift on the inhale, big lift. Good. From here, you're going to walk the fingertips out and away about 2 feet in front of the right foot. And then drop the eye gaze back towards the left heel. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale away to the opposite side. Walking the fingertips away about 2 feet or 1.5 feet in front of the left foot. Take the eye gaze towards the right heel. Inhale, coming back to center. Good, and then flat back, big breath. And on your exhale, sighing out, dropping back towards elbows on the earth. Maybe elbows on blocks if that feels good for you. Maybe the crown of the head on a block or the earth. Just find your way here. Maybe fingertips reaching towards the pinky toe edge side of either foot. Inhale, big breath in, half lift, good. And then heel toe your feet together or jump the feet back together. Yeah, and find yourself in chair. Extend here. From here, we're going to goddess pose. So stepping the right foot, left foot wide, staying low in the hips. And then bring the elbows bent into cactus arms, goddess pose. Inhale. And exhale, always breathing, always nourishing the body with the breath. Envision the ocean tide cleansing the body with that movement. Good. Lengthen through the arms, lengthen through the legs. Heel toe the feet back together. Release the hands. Inhale, hands to heart center. And exhale. Tadasana once again. Just noticing. Again, what is your intention for your practice, for your day? Good, and we'll go in again, wide-legged forward fold. Step the feet wide. Again, use of the blocks if you need to. Fingertips resting on the hips. Pull back slightly, lifting the tailbone even, pulling back through the glutes. Drop the hands to the earth, press down through the heels. Hold here, maybe go a little bit lower to the elbows and the crown of the head. Maybe hands reaching for the pinky toe edge side of the feet, or peace fingers hooking the big toes. Inhale, rise, take the eye gaze slightly forward, crown of the head reaching away. Good, and at this point, we're gonna take both hands and reach for the ankle of the right foot. Maybe the left hand on the foot, right hand on the ankle, both hands on the ankle, and drop the eye gaze back behind you, underneath your left leg. Come back to center, walking slowly with fingertips to the opposite side, reaching for the ankle, the foot. Maybe hands are still out on the earth and that feels better. Eye gaze is underneath the right leg. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Nicely done. And release back towards the earth. Crown of the head resting on the earth or a block. Again, take the block. Maybe that feels better at any height. The hairline, crown of the head, maybe even the forehead just resting. Just see where it feels good for you. Don't put a lot of weight though on the block. Pull down through the heels, lengthen, pulling up through the hamstrings and away through the hips and glutes. Good, release, inhale, fingertips come to the earth, bend the knees slightly, jump or step forward, feet together, chair. And from chair, one more time to goddess pose, turning right knee out, left knee out. And bending at the elbows, cactus arms here. Sinking the hips a little lower. And if you want to challenge yourself today, you can come up onto the toe mounds and balance here. Sending the heels back down, lengthen through the arms, through the legs, heel toe the feet back together. Release the hands. Inhale, hands to heart center. And exhale, Tadasana. Nice. We're going to take some time to stretch on the earth now. Pigeon pose next. Stepping to the back edge of the mat. Drop the hands to the earth, folding forward, Uttanasana. Walk the fingertips forward, 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 and come into downward facing dog. Press down through the heels, lift through the hips. Bending now the right knee, bring the right knee towards the right wrist, and walk the left leg back. Again, a great spot for a block would be here. Or maybe a block on either side of you. Is great as well. Taking some of that weight. Lift with the breath, lengthen, and sink a little lower. See where you can go. Again, maybe a block underneath the right glute for support. When you found your comfortable position with block support, inhale, lift the arms up overhead. A couple ways to fold forward. One, hinging very slowly, taking some core control here, dropping the fingertips to the earth and the forehead to the mat. Otherwise, just gently walk the fingertips forward and fold. Maybe we're on our elbows. You can also make use of blocks underneath the elbows if that feels good for you. So find your way. Rock side to side just a little bit. You really want to settle in to your pigeon pose. As you inhale, expand, open up that back, expand, create space. Exhale, soften, sigh out, go a little deeper, relax the muscles with the breath. Where you're holding tension, draw the breath to that area and release that tension, that tightness. Inhale, walk the fingertips back, sitting up tall. Yeah, press down through the fingertips. Good. Lengthen through the spine, lift the heart forward, the eye gazes forward, just soften. Good. From here, release the hands back to that downward dog position. We're going to tuck the left toe under as we drop body back up and out into downward dog. Here you might want to alternate right knee bend, left knee bend, and maybe sway side to side a little bit. That's a lot of deep work in our pigeon pose. Opposite side now. Bend the left knee. Bring the left knee forward towards the left wrist. Begin to walk the right leg back. Again, if you'd like, take a block underneath the glute to help with support, or a blanket If you have a blanket, you can also use a blanket underneath the glute and use your blocks to place your fingertips on. Walk that right leg back, lift up through the torso. Again, when you feel comfortable and you found your balance, a help with balance would be pressing through the top of both feet. Lift your arms high to the sky. Either walk the fingertips forward to rest and fold forward, or very slowly, using core control, hinge at the hips and release the hands to the earth. Again, maybe you prefer resting elbows on blocks. That's great too. Or maybe the forehead coming to a block. Just find your way, rock side to side maybe a little bit until you feel just that sweet spot. Maybe your forehead is on the mat, on a block, elbows on the mat, on a block. Softening, settling. Again, taking your time with your breath to release any tension, any tightness. Just noticing. Slowly draw the body back up and out with the breath. Again, sitting up tall, pressing down through fingertips, lengthen the spine, sink in the hips, pull the heart forward in our pigeon pose. Pressing down through the tops of the feet is going to help with some balance as you flare the toes on the left foot. Release the hands back to our downward dog position. We're going to tuck the right toe under and swing it left leg up and down and coming into downward facing dog. Again, alternate right knee bend, left knee bend. That might feel better for you. Swing hips side to side a little bit. And a child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. Draw the sit bones towards the heels as you walk the fingertips forward. Melt the heart and the chest towards the earth. In child's pose, walk your elbows forward, forward, forward as you bend the elbows. Take the palms to touch. Take the thumb to the nape of the neck. Our hands are in prayer. Walk the elbows forward, maybe a little closer towards the top edge of the mat. Sink a little deeper in the hips. Tuning in again to your intention, your purpose, for your practice, your focal point. And then releasing the hands. Inhale, draw the body up to a neutral spine. We're going to rotate now over onto our glutes, lengthen through the legs. Taking that strap handy again, if you have one and would like to. Just have it sitting at the side. Sitting up tall, pull the flesh away so we can create more space for sitting. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping that length, reaching for the toes. Bend the elbows, take the eye gaze forward. Yeah. If you prefer, you can take a strap as well and hold on to the strap. Maybe you need the strap, maybe that feels better. Or maybe a block at the base of the feet. Press through the heels. Reach fingertips to the base of that block, gaining a little more length. As we press through the heels and curl the toes back, we help eliminate daylight out from underneath the knees. We want to lengthen the hamstrings here. Release, sitting up tall. Extend through the arms once again. Big breath in. From the glutes through the spine, through the crown of the head and the fingertips, we want to reach, reach, reach. Keeping that length, holding forward. Reach for the block again. Maybe the strap, maybe the toes, maybe the shins. Just see where you can go. Bend at the elbows, pull the shoulders back. Take the eye gaze forward, lift the heart forward. Really folding, lengthening those hamstrings. Curl the toes back just slightly. Good, and release. Bringing the right knee in towards the chest. Taking the right foot up over the left quad. From here, drop that left heel in towards the right hip. Then we're going to take our block and place it underneath the glutes, dropping the knees to touch. Pressing down through the tops of the feet. Into cow face pose next. From here, extend through the left arm, bring the left arm high. Turn the palm back and reach behind you for your shirt. Take the right hand and lift the left elbow just a little bit higher. Extend now through the right arm. Turn the palm back. So we're rotating that right shoulder. Reach behind you, connecting maybe the fingertips on the back. Again, your strap is handy. If you would prefer, you can make use of the strap. Throwing the strap over the left shoulder, extend through the left arm, bring the left arm high, turn the palm back and reach for the strap. Assist right fingertips to left elbow, extend through the right arm, turn the palm back. Maybe this feels better for you with use of the strap. So just see where you go. We want to draw the fingertips closer and closer together. Lengthen the neck, relax the jaw. Sit tall through the spine. Press down through the tops of the feet. That's going to help bring your knees closer together in our cow face pose. If you'd like to, you can close the eye gaze down. That might feel better for you. Just tuning in, bringing intention back into awareness. Slowly release the arms and shake them out. If you have the strap, we'll switch sides with the strap or no strap at all. Remove the block, shake the legs out, and we'll switch sides. Bring that left knee in. Take the left foot up over the right quad and sweep the right heel in towards the left hip. Take the block, place it underneath the glutes. Drop the knees together. Press down through the tops of the feet to help the knees connect. Strap is on that right shoulder. Extend through the right arm. Bring the right arm high. Turn the palm back and reach for the strap. Take the left fingertips. Assist drawing the right elbow higher. Extend through the left arm. Turn the palm back facing away and reach again for the strap. Or no strap at all and walk fingertips closer and closer until they connect on the back. Drop down through the knees by pressing down through the tops of the feet. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck, crown of the head reaching high to the sky. Close the eyes down and relax the jaw. Inhale. Exhale. So release the arms, shake them out. Send the strap to the side. We'll take it out of the way for now. And remove the block. Shake the legs out. Good. From here, you're going to take the legs wide, pressing through the heels. If you want to go a little further, a little deeper, you can also place blocks underneath the heels. If that feels good for you and you're wanting to open up a little more. Taking the fingertips to the toes maybe. Shimmying side to side a little bit. Open it up. Press through the heels, curl the toes back. Good. If that's too deep, remove the blocks. You don't need the blocks at all. If you prefer, even keeping the knees bent slightly is great. We're going to turn the torso towards the left foot. So we actually rotate through the torso. Press through the fingertips and sit tall. From here, walk the fingertips towards the left foot. Again, maybe a strap feels better for you. Use the strap. Press through the heels, curl the toes back. I'm going to open up the hamstrings this way. Maybe your fingertips grasp the toe and hinge gently lengthening through the hamstring. Drop the nose towards the knee if it's there for you. If that's just too deep, sit up a little taller. Again, make use of no blocks if that feels better, and just the strap even. Come back to center, sitting tall, and we'll switch sides. Find that good alignment, rotate through the torso, and then walk the fingertips away towards the right foot. Now press through the heels, curl the toes back, still active in both feet. And again, maybe the strap feels better for you. Take that strap and hold there. Rotate through the torso. Maybe lower the nose towards the knees. Good, and walk back to center. If you have the blocks there, go ahead and set the blocks to the side. Keeping the legs still long. Good. And from here, we're going to see if we can get our forehead to touch the earth. And again, maybe we start out with a block at its highest height, and our goal is to get the forehead to the block. Maybe the lower height. Okay, maybe the earth. From here, we're going to reach away for the toes. Bring the heart forward. Pull the shoulder blades together on the back a little more, and then slowly lower the forehead to the earth. Or again, to a block. Maybe we're here. Press through the heels, curl the toes back. Taking that block, maybe changing the position as the body learns to relax and soften here. Or maybe our forehead is on the earth. Good, and sitting back tall again. Take hands underneath the knees to help assist. Bend the knees, bring them in, cobbler pose. From here, we're gonna open up our feet like a book. Draw down through the knees. If you need, which might feel better for most of us, take a block and drop the knees open. Or maybe a blanket if that feels better for you at this point. Taking your eye gaze down towards the feet. Let's see if we can see the soles of the feet. Good, sitting up tall. Good, and bring the knees together. We're gonna lie down on our back. Now remove the block. Lower the body right back down. I'm gonna bring right knee in, left knee in. Wrap the arms around the knees, rock side to side. Just a gentle massage on your back. Extend the left leg long on the mat now. Bring the right knee in close towards the chest. Take the left hand to the right knee and then drop the right arm T position as we slowly lower the right knee over to the left side. Taking the eye gaze over the right middle finger. If you want to go a step further here, take your thumb on your left hand, hook the big toe on the right foot and press through the heel. The eye gaze still over the right middle finger. And slowly come back to center. Bring both knees into the chest and then send the right leg long on the mat. Keep the left knee in close. Maybe bring the left knee over towards the left shoulder a little bit first, opening it up. Take the right hand onto the left knee now. Extend the left arm T position as you slowly rotate and drop the left knee over to the right side. Again, if you'd like to go a little further, take your right thumb, hook your left big toe, and kick through the heel. You can also make use of a strap here and hooking the left foot with a strap if you prefer. Or no strap at all, just keeping that left knee bent, drop towards the right side. And slowly come back to center on the inhale, big breath in. Take the knees wide now. We're gonna flex the feet parallel with the ceiling. Take the peace fingers, hook the big toes, and pull the knees towards the earth, happy baby. From here, maybe rock side to side a little bit, swivel, rotate. See what feels good for you. In our happy baby pose, we can go a little further by kicking through the right heel. We're pulling down through the left knee, kind of a reclined archer position. And we'll switch sides. Pull the right knee towards the earth, kick through the left heel. Pressing through the heels is going to help lengthen the hamstring. Kick through both heels, pressing away, creating a large, wide V. Bring the heels together to touch. Good, and drop the knees in towards the chest. From here, drop the heels right next to the glutes for bridge pose. Just like lift through the pelvis, lift the hips, and then tuck our left shoulder, right shoulder underneath us. Interlace the fingers and press the fist into the earth as you lift the hips higher. Keeping the inner thighs close together. If you need some guidance there, you can also take the block, place it in between the inner thighs and lift through the hips, squeezing the block. Take the eye gaze up, neutral towards the sky. Lift through the hips just a little bit more. Remove the shoulders out from under you. Slowly release the vertebra one at a time, coming back towards the earth, resting the tailbone on the earth. Keeping the block there or removing it. If you remove it, we'll go a little further in our position. Again, a bridge pose into a reclined figure four. Lift up through the hips. Tuck the right shoulder, left shoulder underneath. Interlace the fingers, press the fist into the earth. Draw the left leg high to the sky, point the toes towards the heavens, flex the foot, left foot, bend the knee. We're going to take that left foot, stack it up over the right quad as we drop the left knee towards the earth. A figure four in the reclined position, lift through the hips. Lift through the chin, opening up the throat cavity. Extend again through the left leg, send the left foot to the earth. We'll switch sides. Lift through the hips, press down through the fist. And here we go. Right leg comes high. Flex the right foot, bend the right knee. Take the right foot up over the left quad, above the knee. Lift through the hips, draw the right knee towards the earth. Lift through the chin, opening up the throat. Extend through the right leg, release the right foot, and release the shoulders out from underneath. Slowly come down one vertebra at a time. Lower the body towards the earth. Take the feet to the long edges of the mat, feet flush with the earth. Drop the knees together, releasing the pelvic ball. We're on the inside edge of both feet now. Release the hands at the sides. Inhale, expand the abdomen. Exhale, squeeze navel to spine. Inhale your intention. Exhale your intention. Into a windshield wiper now. Press the flats of the feet into the earth on the long edges of the mat. Drop both knees over to the right side. Extend through the arms in a T position. Palms are pressed down to help keep the torso pressed into the earth. The eye gaze over the left middle finger. Inhale back to center, realign the body, and then drop both knees over to the left, taking the eye gaze over the right middle finger. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center slowly, and a little quicker side to side now. Just rocking to the right, to center, to left, to center, right. Inhale to center, exhale to left. Inhale to center, exhale to right. Inhale center, exhale left. And inhale center. From here, extend the legs long on the mat for Shavasana. Drop the arms at the sides. If you'd like a blanket over you, or maybe even the support of blocks underneath your knees for Shavasana, you can also do that. Maybe that feels good for you. In Shavasana, allow the feet to be soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The calves are soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The knees soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The quads, the hamstrings, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The hips, the glutes, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The lower back, the abdomen, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The upper back, the chest, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The shoulders, biceps, triceps, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The elbows, the forearms, the wrists, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. The palms, soft and heavy, sinking into the earth. Fingers, the fingertips light and floating. The neck is soft, the jaw relaxed, the cheekbones soft, the eyes full of grace and compassion for self, and the mind is free, allowing thoughts to come and to go just as easily with the breath. The heart is free. The life which I have now is rich and beautiful, intricate and valuable. I cherish the abundance which has come to my door. I take the time and attention to focus on the precise components of my life which please me. My destiny is unique and irreplaceable. My gifts and perceptions are powerful and important. My needs, goals, and desires are an outer manifestation of my inner divinity, seeking to express itself for the good of all. Each of us is unique, valuable, worthy, and irreplaceable. Each of us is kind, wise, knowing, and gifted. Each of us is filled with dignity, gifted with humor, funded with strength. My abundance comes to me in many forms, My life is abundant in multiple ways. I savor its specific abundance. I cherish its particular multiplicity. Loving humor, a tender smile, a compassionate conversation, all of these are forms of my abundance. Today, I'm committed to gratitude in my life. This choice opens my perceptions to receive my good. This choice shows me the inner doorway through which abundance comes to me. My heart is connected to universal love. Very slowly now, begin to wiggle your fingertips and your toes, rotating the ankles, the wrists. Inhaling and exhale, sighing out through the mouth. Inhale again, expanding awareness. Long release, a sigh out. And with your next breath, drawing the knees towards the chest. Very slowly rotating to one side, resting in a fetal position. Cradling your head with your arm. Thanking yourself for making time for you, for the practice of yoga this morning. Start your day. Maybe you're watching this at the end of the day. And as you're ready, pressing your hands into the earth, making your way up into a seated position, crossing at the ankles. Drawing the hands to the heart center. Closing the eyes down. May you be protected throughout your journey of life. May you find joy in the little things. May your life be an inspiration to others. May you bring peace and hope to the world around you. And may you absolutely love the life that you have been gifted. The light in me sees and loves the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. We have a restorative class Wednesday nights from 7 till 8:15 p.m. Friday morning class, 7 to 8:15 a.m. yoga sculpt, and then our class this morning, fundamentals of yoga, giving you options for those new to yoga, as well as a good workout internally, through the mind, through the body. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining in on Zoom to Hummingbird Yoga.